your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Hey, what's up? We are out here in the Matex Heating Cooling Weather Garden. It's so nice out here this evening. Comfortable temperatures, clear skies, as you can see throughout Central Illinois and into Indiana as well. 69. That's our temperature right now in Champaign. Surrounding areas still into the 70s. Petersburg, they've got 68, the cool spot. Heat index value, nah, not a thing tonight. It is really nice. If you've got to get out the door early tomorrow, we're talking low 60s. Hey, this is an open the windows kind of night again, but it's going to warm up later into the afternoon. We'll talk about that and when we'll see our next chance of rain in Central Illinois. And the forecast coming up. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Booyah. Now from WCIA 3 News.
You could tell something terrible happened.
One man died and 2 others were taken to the hospital after a crash this afternoon. What police say happened.
Plus, you're expected to learn math and science in school, but now some want to offer classes on marijuana.
He helped get balloons over Vermilion off the ground. How organizers repaid Julius Hegler with a fitting tribute.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 10.
I saw that truck. I thought somebody didn't survive.
A man was killed in a collision between a semi and a pickup. Good evening. I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jessica Coons. 2 other people were sent to the hospital after that crash, including a young girl. It happened this afternoon at a busy intersection in Mount Zion at Route 121 and Spittler Park Plaza. WCIA 3's Jen Lask joins us live in the newsroom tonight. So, Jen, what did witnesses tell you about this crash?
People I spoke to said the pickup truck looked like it was crushed by the impact, and it was obvious how serious that situation was. Police say a 19-year-old driving a semi-truck was stopped at a stop sign on Spittler Park Plaza, but then began to turn southbound onto Route 121, even though he didn't have the right-of-way. That's when a pickup truck driving northbound slammed into the side of the semi. The driver of that pickup truck, a 32-year-old man, died at the scene. His passenger, a young girl, was airlifted to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Police were on the scene for several hours investigating the crash.
They were so sad. I don't know what to say. We're just sending, we pray for family and for what happened.
You see these movies with King Kong and Godzilla and stuff, and it looked like one of them stepped on this truck. I mean, it was just devastating. So you knew something terrible had happened.
The driver of the semi-truck was also taken to a hospital for evaluation. The coroner's office has not released the name of the man who died. They're waiting until they can notify his family, and we will update you as we learn more about the investigation. Reporting live in the newsroom, Jen Lask, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Jen, thank you.
One person was taken to the hospital after a shooting tonight. It happened at the corner of Warren and Stewart in Decatur around 7:40. Police don't have a suspect in custody. No word on that victim's condition. Also in Decatur, a 16-year-old was shot on East Decatur Street. Police say he made it to a porch and asked for help. He was taken to the hospital. No word on his condition. Police are still investigating. If you have any information about what happened, give them a call.
A Champaign man was sentenced for a deadly shooting that happened last August. Sean Russell was given 65 years. He shot Darren Mitchell in the parking lot of the American Legion on Hickory Street. And a Decatur pastor who pleaded guilty to sexually assaulting a child was also sentenced. Jose Aboites will spend 40 years in prison. This April, he admitted to assaulting a child under 13. He'll go to trial later this year for another sexual assault case. In that one, he's accused of assaulting a child under 18 years old. The circuit clerk's office says Aboites was that victim's pastor.
Jurors are another day closer to sentencing Brent Christensen to life in prison or to death. Today, several counselors took the stand. The defense was trying to prove they failed Christensen when he went to the U of I's counseling center. For example, they brought up an email he received referring him to Rosecrans, which says it offers addiction and mental health treatment. The defense argued it wasn't enough, and counselors were more focused on his substance abuse issues than anything else, including his talk of murder and suicide. Prosecutors countered Christensen stopped seeking help. He didn't reach out to Rosecrans or the counseling center again. They made the point counselors are not mind readers and couldn't have known for sure what Christensen was going to do. A Danville police officer was arrested yesterday at a kid's baseball game for threatening his daughter and ex-wife. Brian Cornett is charged with domestic battery and assault. Police say Cornett was at the American Legion baseball fields. They say he started yelling at his teenage daughter and threatened to beat her. That's when his ex-wife's husband stepped in. He told Cornett to stop yelling. Police say those two started arguing and Cornett threatened him. His ex-wife got between them when police say Cornett grabbed her by the shoulders and threw her to the ground. Danville and state police were called to the field and arrested Cornett. In court today, he was ordered to have no contact with his daughter, ex-wife, and her husband. He was also ordered to turn in his guns. Danville's mayor says Cornett has been put on leave. Legalizing recreational marijuana in Illinois is opening the door to new opportunities for a lot of people. A provision in the law allows community colleges to offer training programs for people looking to get into the marijuana industry. But there's a drawback. Marijuana is illegal under federal law. Schools that receive federal funding have to maintain drug-free campuses. Despite that, the Community College Board says several schools have expressed a desire to include these programs.
Several community colleges are in the process of taking a look at it and seeing what it would mean for their campus. There are some regulatory concerns in terms of federal compliance and accreditation, so the colleges are taking a look at that and seeing how that might impact their operations and their ability to offer the programs.
A source with the Medical Cannabis Alliance says schools are looking into using tomato plants to practice cannabis methods since they can't use marijuana plants.
A new food truck in Decatur had to relocate for its ribbon-cutting ceremony. City ordinance kept the notorious PIG food truck from holding a soft opening in downtown Decatur. Instead, it was stationed at the Decatur Conference Center. Decatur has food trucks scattered throughout the city, but certain parts of the city, including downtown, are zoned off. City Councilman David Horn was at the soft opening, and he says this is something council is going to talk about.
Is it will result in a community-wide dialogue with the city government, with the Greater Decatur Chamber of Commerce, with the food truck owners and operators, and restaurants and community members, is what is the best way that food trucks can provide their goods and services.
City Council members plan to talk about laws concerning food trucks during their next few meetings. The Amtrak station in Rantoul officially loaded its first passengers since finishing a remodel. A brand new shelter and platform debuted yesterday. The renovation took 10 months. Before the construction, the station had a bench but no shelter. Village officials say they're happy to see the changes.
It's a great opportunity for our residents who were used to a falling apart foundation with merely a bench on it, now to have a nice place they can go, a foundation that shows that Amtrak is willing to put some investment into the property.
2 new handicap spots have also been finished. The rest of the parking lot is being worked on. It will be ready at a later date.
You'll be feeling the heat this weekend. What you need to know if your AC goes out.
Plus, she's helped out after several natural disasters. Now she's gearing up for Barry, while she keeps doing it.
And he just got back from a trip, but he'll soon be gone for good.